Hey guys, it's Shadow the Gundam Man, your resident Gundam Man, probably the only Gundam Man you know. Today, we're doing another album review. This time, it's not a Metallica album. I have reviewed every Metallica album I own. Just every Metallica album I own. I need more, and eventually I will do all of them. But today, we are reviewing a band who were very highly influenced by Metallica. That band is Avenged Sevenfold. The album is Hail to the King from 2013. Most people will say, oh, this album sucks, or it's a rip-off of other bands, including Metallica. I really don't see that a lot, but I will tell you, this is Avenged Sevenfold's Black Album. Whether you like it or not, this is their Black Album. This is the album that's really garnered them that kind of attention to really let them break even more into the mainstream than they already were. This is their Black Album. Also evidenced by the CD itself, which is very reminiscent of Metallica's Black Album. If you didn't know, Avenged Sevenfold started out as a metalcore band. Oy, my hair. But yeah, Avenged Sevenfold started out as a metalcore band in California. Interesting, because Metallica's from California. Think about that. They started out as a metalcore band. On their third album, I think, City of Evil, that came out in 2005, they switched from that style to a more standard hard rock, heavy metal sound. That sound continued on their next album, Avenged Sevenfold, which was a self-titled release. And then on their fifth album, Nightmare, which was a little bit heavier than the previous two. Hail to the King. This, whether you consider this album, whether you consider it a rip-off of other bands or not, it's a drastic shift in style for these guys. They slow it down, put more of a power behind the drumming, more of a sonic intensity behind it, and it has a lot more force behind the kit. The guitar work is toned down a little bit, and you get this very, very similar sound to Metallica. The sound of this album is very reminiscent to the Black Album that was released 20 years before it. But honestly, I think Avenged Sevenfold did it better. I do like the album. My favorite Avenged Sevenfold album is Nightmare. But I do like Hail to the King. Now, this album marks Avenged Sevenfold's first change of drummer on a studio album. There have been replacements in the band before, bassists especially. Actually, I'm going to verify this information because I tried to bring the best. Yeah. They have always, see, the only other members to ever have, wait a minute, I was wrong on that one. I forgot something. But, you see, Avenged Sevenfold, besides the drummer, have only ever replaced bass guitarists. Very much like Metallica, which is a coincidence, I know, but Metallica has gone through a revolving door of bassists. I hope they stick with Robert Trujillo. But Avenged Sevenfold, they started out, their original lineup was lead vocalist M. Shadows, rhythm guitarist, and when they started, lead guitarist Zachy Vengeance, and these aren't their actual names. Drummer Jimmy the Rev Sullivan, the Rev is his nickname, and Matt went on bass guitar for that first year, and that was their lineup. Matt left the band or was kicked out, and then Justin Sane joined the band. And then he left or was kicked out. Then you had Damian Ash, who came in on bass from 2001 to 2002. And in 2001, Sinister Gates joined in as the lead guitarist. And in 2002, when Damian Ash left or got kicked out or something, Johnny Christ joined in as bassist. So that solidified Avenged Sevenfold's lineup. They had this, but they stuck with the same drummer for 10 years. Sadly, the Rev passed away in 2009. May he rest in peace. But he was one heck of a drummer. He was a good drummer. For their album Nightmare, they brought in the legendary Mike Portnoy from Dream Theater, who had left Dream Theater at this point. And he recorded that album with them. He did that tour with them, and then they parted ways. They brought in Aaron Eleje as their drummer in 2011. I am probably pronouncing his name wrong, but I'm just gonna, Aaron Eleje. That's probably wrong. I'm just gonna call him Aaron. So they brought in Aaron as their drummer in 2011, and he stayed until 2015. He stayed till this year, and then he parted ways with the band. So this is the only Avenged Sevenfold studio album to feature Aaron Eleje. It's the only album, period. So they don't have a drummer right now. But, that's just how it goes. But with Aaron, the Rev had more technicality behind the kit on his albums. But, Aaron had more, power behind each individual strike. So, it's kind of a give and take kind of thing. But, the whole album runs 53 minutes, 20 seconds. Some people would say that's 53 minutes, 20 seconds too long. I quite like the album, so I'm not gonna. Yeah, and everybody in the band said that they, the album has kind of an almost groove metal approach, but then it has a lot of a very basic, heavy, traditional heavy metal approach, and a little bit of a thrash metal sound. It's not a thrash metal album, but it does have some thrash moments on it. Let's get into the songs. You had three singles that came out of this album. The first single was "Hail to the King," and the second single was "Shepherd of Fire," and the third single was "This Means War." Now let's get to the actual songs. You're not gonna find, look at an album I've reviewed by a band that they're compared to, Metallica. You're not gonna find any really lengthy songs like you would on "And Justice for All," where the shortest song is 5 minutes. You're not going to find any of that here. You're going to find more of a Black Album kind of length. 3 minutes is the shortest, but most songs are around 4 to 5, with a couple of them getting over 6. That's about what you're going to look at. That's what you're looking at here. It works. On the songs, the first song on the opening track is "Shepherd of Fire." There's been a lot of debate over what the song's about. A lot of people think it's about the devil. And really, if you listen to the lyrics, if you read the lyrics, it really does lean towards that. But I really don't know. It's probably in a metaphorical sense, or it's probably about human evil, because there's a lot of lyrics about political corruption and human evil on this record. So that's probably what it is. But I don't know. So don't ask me. Other than that, musically, if you've not heard this album and you weren't watching this review and you went and you just got done listening to like Nightmare or all their previous albums, and you listen to this one, you open it and you're just not really going to know what to make of it, really, because it's a lot different. It is very different than everything else. More stripped down, riff oriented, guitar metal. That's basically what this first track sets up. Then you get to track 2, the title track of the album, "Hail to the King," my personal favorite song on the album. Very good guitar intros, very good lyrics about this, king, which is, they've actually explained it's metaphorical for anything that can rule over people. It's a really, really good song. First single they released off the album, the single itself got a pretty good response. I mean, it peaked pretty well. I mean, it peaked at #1 on US mainstream rock. Did really, really good. Well, not really good. Did really well. Good lord. So yeah. Then you have track 3, "Doing Time," another one of my favorite songs on the record. Kind of reminiscent of Black Album. The whole album is very reminiscent of the Black Album, but this kind of mixes the Black Album Metallica with like Ride the Lightning Metallica, because it has kind of a thrashy sound to it. It's faster than a lot of other songs on the album. Oh, I forgot to give you song length. "Shepherd of Fire" is 5 minutes 25 seconds long. "Hail to the King" is 5 minutes 6 seconds long, and that's about the average that you're going to find on this record. Doing Time is 3 minutes 27 seconds long. It is the shortest song on the record. It's fast. There's some screams in it, but he's not like screaming out lyrics. At the beginning of the song, there's a scream. M Shadow's vocalist is screaming in the background to add to the song, and he does that again later in the song. So I really like that. It's just a real good song. Then you have track 4. This Means War. 6 minutes 9 seconds long. Yeah. I don't really know what to say about the song. It's got pretty good lyrics. I mean, I like the lyrics of the song, but it very much kind of rips off Metallica's Sad But True, which is a better song. The riff is different enough to where you can tell a massive difference, but it's similar enough to where you can't help but think, oh, this sounds way like Metallica. They're trying to rip off Metallica. So for that, I really don't like this song as much as I would. But the guitar solo is pretty awesome. Track 5, Requiem, 4 minutes 23 seconds. Another one of my favorite songs on the record. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, it's the slowest song and also probably the heaviest. Very, very heavy, evil lyrics. Because, Requiem is basically it's a death song. And so many requiems are like, remembrances of your life, and they're pretty things, and this requiem is evil, and that's what they were going for. So they really accomplished that goal, and I like it. Requiem is a good song. Track 6, Crimson Day, and what they were saying about how they structured this album is that the first 5 tracks were constantly, from track 1 to 5, you're getting punched in the face. Track 6 is like slapping you in the face. It's not as hard. It's a ballad. It's a nice song. It's kind of a love song kind of thing. Really good lyrics. It's 4 minutes 57 seconds long. So you get kind of a break. And you get to breathe a little bit, take in what you've heard. And it's really good. Track 7, Heretic. Good song. Mid-tempo, 4 minutes 55 seconds. And it's just like, it's about heresy. It's about human evil. Again, a lot of these songs on this record have an undertone of human evil, and that's kind of brought to the forefront with this song. I just realized I'm tilting my head over, and it probably looks really stupid. Track 8, Coming Home. It's 6 minutes 26 seconds long, second longest song on the record. Kind of fast. It has some good guitar work in it. Kind of reminiscent of old thrash metal, like old Ride the Lightning, Metallica. That's about what Coming Home would be. So yeah, I like that song. It's really good. Track 9, Planets. It's 5 minutes 56 seconds long. It's heavy. It's slow. It's pounding you in the face with its fists everywhere. It's heavy. Heavy. It's about the destruction of Earth, planets colliding and smashing together. It's awesome. Then you get to the last song. Track 10, Acid Rain. 6 minutes 38 seconds long. It's the longest song on the record, and again, it's a ballad type thing. And they said in an interview that it kind of continues where Planets ended off, except where Planets is kind of like, oh no, the world's ending, we're screwed kind of thing. Acid Rain's the acceptance that you're gone, so just spend your last moments with those you love. It's a really beautiful thing. Just no regrets kind of thing. I like the song. Overall, it's a pretty solid album. Oh, the deluxe version bonus track, and I've never gone over bonus tracks before. But then again, most of the time with Metallica, the only other albums I've reviewed, bonus tracks are covers, or live versions of other stuff, or demos of older the songs in the album. So I've never really had a reason to. Bonus track that you get with the deluxe the deluxe version of the album, it's called St. James. 5 minutes 1 second long, and it's a tribute to the Rev. That's about all it is. So I have to cover that right quick. And this album is very, very cool because they had an orchestra on Requiem. And Ryan Hayner Sr. Brian Hayner Sr. That's Sinister Gates' father. So he did the outro guitar solo on Coming Home. He had like an entire squadron of producers. So now I need to go over the reviews that this album got and the reception. It received positive reviews. Metacritic, which assigns a normalized rating out of 100 to reviews from mainstream music critics, and what that means is Metacritic takes all the other reviews and puts them together and gives it a score out of 100. Now, on Metacritic, it has a 70 out of 100. And Rick Florino from Artist Direct said that the album raises the bar not only for the band, but everybody else that follows it. Chris Epting of Loudwire called it a modern metal classic. Dom Lawson of The Guardian said it was, he praised it. Tom Bryant gave it a 4 out of 5, saying that Avenged Sevenfold is the next giant crossover metal band. But then there's a lot of people who really accused them of ripping off other bands. Jason Lyman Grover of AllMusic said that, unfortunately, once they tried to take inspiration from other bands, they mimicked them so well that they lost their sense of identity. And he accused this means war of ripping off Metallica's Sad But True. Bradley Zordrager of Exclaim said that it's just really unmemorable. I'm paraphrasing. Machine Head frontman Rob Flynn pretty much said it was just a cover album and joked about it, and yeah. But now let's get on to the ratings. On Metacritic, it has a 70 out of 100, which is, generally favorable. About.com gave it a 4 out of 5. AllMusic gave it a 2.5 out of 5. Alternative Press gave it a 4 out of 5. Exclaim gave it a 4 out of 10. The Guardian gave it a 4 out of 5. Kerrang gave it a 4 out of 5. Loudwire gave it a 4.5 out of 5. New Zealand Herald gave it a 4 out of 5. Oakland Press gave it a 3 out of 4. Rolling Stone gave it a 3 out of 5. I think it's a good album. I think it's solid as an album. like pick it up right quick. And yes, I'm wearing shorts. Just, you know, I've got my hands resting on my leg, my arms resting on my legs. So I think it's a pretty solid album. If you're a longtime fan of Avenged Sevenfold, you may or may not like it. But that's what people said about Metallica and the Black Album, and I like the Black Album, it's just not my favorite, and it's the same thing with this. Honestly, if Avenged Sevenfold's next album is pretty much their load, if their next couple of albums are like their Load and Reload, which are Metallica albums, then I would probably like them more than I do this. Because you know, going through the timeline of Avenged Sevenfold albums, they've got 6 albums out. Metallica's only got like 7. And yeah, they're sounding 7 trumpets, mostly screaming and stuff. Yeah, it's basically their Kill 'Em All. Their Awakened Fallen is the Ride the Lightning. Their Master of Puppets is City of Evil. Their End Justice for All. Kind of leaving their self-titled album out of this, but I would say that their Master Puppets is the combination of City of Evil and their self-titled album. And I would say that their End Justice for All is Nightmare, and that this is their Black Album, of course. So they seem to be following a very Metallica. They seem to be following that route, that path that Metallica took. And if they keep doing that, then we can pretty much say that their next 2 albums are going to be very reminiscent of Metallica's Load and Reload, which kind of scares me because that means after that they have to do a Saint Anger. Crap. And I'll review it. I'm hoping I'm wrong, and I'm hoping their next album is heavy and that it's good. But I wouldn't mind if they did something that sounded like Load or Reload. I like those albums. But my rating for this album, 6.75 out of 10. It's a good album. Nothing really stand out about it. I mean, Hail to the King and Coming Home are standard. I mean, not standard, they're standout. And Requiem, I'd say. I mean, there's 10 songs on this album. If you're gonna just get 3 songs, get the title track, Requiem, and Coming Home. Those are the songs that you need. Not counting the bonus track, which actually is probably my favorite song. I love the bonus track. It's awesome. So, it's my review of Avenged Sevenfold's Hail to the King from 2013. This has been Chad the Gundam Man. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to listen to Injustice for All for the 4th time in 3 days. Peace.